I can eat as much as I desire, as long as it's only chicken breast, rice, and broccoli. What some would consider the most bland dish in the world, others swear by in regards to putting on muscle strength and losing unwanted body fat. But how would this high protein, high carb, low fat dish affect someone who is used to eating a variety of macronutrients in a well-balanced diet? Would I put on desired muscle and lose unwanted body fat? Or would I experience some negative effects? This is my 1 week journey eating only chicken breast, rice, and broccoli. But you gotta focus. Oh boy. Good morning, folks. It's breakfast time, and what better for breakfast than chicken rice and broccoli? Now, I can use different seasonings, and I can choose to use calorie-free sauces and also zero-calorie drinks, but for now, we're just starting with a basic lemon pepper chicken, some Indian basmati rice, and some steamed broccoli. Oh, and a side of coffee. Black. Breakfast of champions. Starting off breakfast with 2 servings of basmati rice, 6 ounces of chicken, and approximately 200 grams of broccoli. And then a few hours later having this exact same dish for lunch. Now, as you can see, for the amount of food that's on the plate, in my opinion, this is actually a lower amount of calories. Well, if we look at the macronutrients of this specific plate, we can see that it's estimated to have a very low fat content. And because fat is the highest calorie dense macronutrient, this dish allows me to get more volume of food per calories as opposed to something like fatty beef, etc. But as someone who is used to eating a higher amount of fat than this, how would my satiation be? Well, I ended up eating another pre-dinner plate of this exact same thing, and then still feeling unsatisfied, cooking more chicken, rice, and broccoli for my 4th meal, which I considered my main dinner. Alright guys, chicken, rice, broccoli right here for dinner. Cut up the chicken, a lot of rice, and there's a little bit of diced garlic on there, but I figured garlic, the calories are so negligible, doesn't even count. Goes toward the calorie-free sauce rule. And then for calorie-free sauce, if I need it, basically this hot sauce. Obviously nothing's calorie-free completely, but it's so little, it just doesn't even count. Yeah, I gotta be real, I want something a little more fatty than this, but you know what, that's part of the reason why this might work is because we're really cutting back on fats. But yeah, I get to eat as much of this as I want, so what will happen? This is plate 1 of 2. I'm probably gonna have a whole nother plate as big as this. So after finishing 2 plates of this dish, I was very full and done for the day. Taking a look at my estimated calorie and macronutrient breakdown, you can see I ate a ton of carbs, a lot of protein, and very little fat. And surprisingly, overall, the total amount of calories I consumed was below my estimated daily calorie expenditure. So I woke up this morning hungry, but not for chicken, rice, and broccoli. So I decided I was gonna fast today until I got to the point where I got so hungry, chicken, rice, and broccoli would sound good again. And lo and behold, it's now 5:30 in the afternoon, and I've finally come around to being hungry enough to indulge in some chicken, rice, and broccoli. So crazy enough, what I'm actually doing here is I'm having some leftover chicken, rice, and broccoli, all cold, as I cook my warm chicken, rice, broccoli meal, which will be ready in about 30-45 minutes. Honestly, right now this is actually tasting pretty decent, so yeah, gotta get this in. Something that's gonna change up the texture today is some ground chicken breast. It's only day 2, man. I'm already complaining about texture. So I am adding this sauce to my chicken breast. And this sauce does have extra virgin olive oil, so that might add a little calories. Heck with it, I'm allowing it. That looks so good. All right, put a little bit on there. Now, the addition of this sauce was actually still very low in calories, adding only about 2 grams of fat to my total daily consumption. So how much chicken, rice, and broccoli could I stomach for day 2? Still super lean, but that sauce really adds a nice spice to it, and the texture of the ground chicken has changed it up a bit. On day 2, with the new flavor and texture, I ended up eating a ton of rice and a lot of chicken, but even so, probably because I was eating in such a tight time window, I was only able to get down around 2,200 calories worth of chicken, rice, and broccoli. But on day 3, feeling similar to the beginning of day 2, I pushed my eating until way later in the day, and eating only but as much chicken, rice, and broccoli as I could stomach. Boom. I was only able to take down about 3 large plates before being too full. I'm so full but not satisfied. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, I want some like butter or something. Good morning, fellas. I'm feeling leaner, but I'm actually feeling kind of bloated because I haven't passed number 2 in like 72 hours. Freaking chicken, rice, and broccoli, man. Hopefully today's the day. Sorry for TMI, but this is an experiment where I need to document this information. Regardless, I'm gonna actually try to spread it out more today. I think just eating all of that chicken, rice, and broccoli at once is like coming back up. You know, it's like coming back up. So it's been uncomfortable to sleep. So we're spreading it out today. So in an attempt to help chicken, rice, broccoli digest better, and hopefully to get a little more satisfied feeling, I decided to spread my chicken, rice, broccoli meals out as much as I could on day 4. Now a question you might be wondering is, how has my gym performance been since doing only this chicken breast, rice, broccoli diet? Well, besides a slight feeling of indigestion, my workouts actually felt pretty good. I can't say they were any better than before, but they weren't any worse. The pump was in fact pretty solid, probably from all of the carbs from the rice. Eating these smaller meals of chicken, rice, and broccoli divided out throughout the day, I felt actually made me hungrier rather than eating a concentrated huge meal of chicken, rice, broccoli like I did on the previous 2 days. So headed to the store to restock on chicken breast, rice, and broccoli. I was determined to put out this hunger and eat as much as I could until I was full, and for once this week, hopefully satisfied. Adding a little bit of this sauce right here. Calories are 15 per tablespoon. That's negligible. We can add a little. Oh, that's good. Still though, I could use some fats right about now. What do you got there?
Avocado.
You got like the keto version. I've got like the high carb version, low fat. We'll see if it makes an effect. Now, general recommendations say to get at least around 20% of your daily total calorie expenditure from fats. However, with just chicken breast, rice, and broccoli, it was hard for me to get even close to 10%. So I believe by day 4, my body's subconscious effort to get a decent amount of fatty acids in caused me to eat so much chicken, rice, and broccoli. On this day, I ended up eating well over my daily calorie expenditure. So I woke up this morning feeling pretty like water retentive. You know, like I'm retaining water. And the only thing I can think of is yesterday I had so much rice, like so much rice. Yeah, I think you can definitely overeat just eating chicken breast, rice, and broccoli, you know, if you put your mind to it like I did yesterday. When consuming a large amount of carbohydrates beyond what your body needs for energy, the body then tries not to waste the excess carbohydrates, but rather tries to convert the excess carbohydrates into fat storage via lipogenesis. This is just one of the reasons one can still put on fatty tissue while on a low-fat diet. Another thing to consider is potential deficiencies from consuming such a bland diet. So something extremely interesting I'm finding out based on my research here is that thiamine, or vitamin B1, is helpful in the breakdown of carbohydrates or in the metabolism of carbohydrates. Now, diets that have a very high volume of refined carbohydrates will require a lot of thiamine to essentially metabolize these refined carbohydrates, and if not a lot of thiamine is in the diet as well, then this can lead to a thiamine deficiency. Now, there's a disease called beriberi, which is essentially just a very large thiamine deficiency, which according to WebMD symptoms are like weakness, muscle loss, mental confusion, tingling, fatigue, etc., etc. Essentially not good. Now, this disease and other micronutrient deficiencies are the reason we now fortify a ton of refined carbohydrates. That essentially has been done to avoid this issue from happening, and I guess other micronutrient deficiencies as well. However, the kind of rice that I get is just rice. It is not fortified by any means. Now, chicken does have a solid amount of minerals and vitamins, including some B vitamins, but from my research that I'm seeing here, it doesn't have any B1. And broccoli does have vitamin B1, but not that much, like a little bit. Now, with that being said, just this right here goes to show you that having a well-balanced, well-rounded diet is probably the best option when it comes to overall health and getting the vitamins and minerals you need. Regardless, I'm still sticking with this experiment for this week, and to be safe, I do actually have a multi-B vitamin complex that has plenty of B1 in it, which I will be taking from here on out for the rest of this experiment. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff you find out researching all this nutrition. Hope you guys are learning something. All right. Finally had an appetite at the end of the day on day 5. I decided to try to get in as much chicken, rice, broccoli as possible. 2 pounds of ground chicken with some oil-free curry seasoning. 3 cups dry of brown rice, which turned into so much rice.
That's a lot of rice.
And then about 600 grams of broccoli. If I can get all of this food down, it's going to be only about 3,000 calories, 244 grams of protein, 47 grams of fat, and 459 grams of carbohydrates. Here is the first plate of probably a few. Wow, that curry seasoning on the ground chicken is a great change. I needed that, I really needed that. Now, I know you're probably thinking 3,000 calories is still a lot. Well, it was a lot of food, and the fact that I didn't eat anything before this because I was so full from the night before made it even harder to get down in a small time window. Trying my absolute best to take it all down, I still had some leftovers. Oh, my muscles are full. So it's currently around noon right now, day 6. Just kind of having a brunch right here. Taking it down with a little bit of coffee right here because we're about to go work out. I don't know. What? I don't know. All right. And how were my workouts going this far into the experiment, you ask? Well, I did actually feel very strong, but by day 6, something was going on. I was actually starting to feel very creaky in the joints when doing various compound movements. My shoulders a little bit, but especially my knees were feeling way more like sand than they ever have, causing me to have to back off the weights and kind of just feel like poop. I just went up to 185 and I did 1 rep, and like it just felt so creaky, like right at parallel in the knees. Like I have to back off. So besides getting very good pumps, I was actually not feeling that well in the joints on day 6. Got my white rice and chicken right here, ground. The wife has got some steak. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. And I've got some frozen broccoli. I can't complain. I can't complain. You know, some people don't even have this, so I gotta be thankful, but like, it's getting bland. Chicken with some curry seasoning. Indian basmati rice, boiled broccoli. Oh, by the way, only Focus shirts now available, also tanks and stickers as well. I thought, hey, link in the description if you're interested. Literally making the same amount of food as I had the previous night, but using Indian basmati rice. Man, I feel like when I'm eating this, I'm starting to get that look, just like serious hardcore bodybuilder look, you know, food is fuel. Leading me to a total daily calorie consumption of just over 3,000. While my joints weren't feeling the best when I was working out, I felt like my muscles were looking super full all the time, probably from all of the carbohydrates. I don't know if you can see it, but like, I feel like my skin is like dry. I feel like I've been itching more. I'm guessing probably because of the low fat, but so excited to be done with this. Let's finish strong, all right. Tastes like a fart. Honestly, any other vegetable would be nice. So sick of chicken, rice, broccoli, I tried my best to get down as much as I could, starting with the leftovers and then multiple plates of chicken breast cut up, rice, and more broccoli. Finishing up with a total estimated daily calorie consumption of around 2,600 calories. So yeah, I've been putting on a decent amount of lotion to try to keep my skin moisturized. This is my secret right here. This is one of my 7 modern male tenets. Just kidding. But no, MSM lotion, been using this for like 7-8 years now. I swear to you, something about MSM, it's just magical when it comes to the skin, joints, hair. That could be a total another video. I've mentioned that before. This is it, guys, the end of day 7. I can't wait to eat something different. I'm feeling pretty full, man. I think all the carbs are making me pretty I feel, yeah, other than that though, see you guys all tomorrow. What is up, home slice? So after stuffing my face with only chicken, rice, and broccoli for an entire week, I am actually down a few pounds. I look leaner. My muscles even look fuller. Like I'm looking anabolic. So just regarding the physique, this actually worked pretty darn well for me. Should I just eat chicken, rice, broccoli going forward? Is the low-fat diet the answer for me? Like, what is going on? Well, there's a few things. First of all, I've literally still been recovering from GOMAD plus the holidays. Like, some serious excess weight has kind of gone on since then. And I would guess, even if I didn't do this experiment, I would have probably come down maybe at least a half pound. But I guess we came down almost 4 pounds. So why do I think I actually lost weight? Maybe look leaner, my muscles look full right now. What is the meaning for all this? Well, ultimately, first of all, I think it's calories in versus calories out. If we looked at the amount of calories I ate every day besides just one, I was under my estimated maintenance calories, which means I was in a calorie deficit for most of this experiment. And that was trying to eat as much chicken, rice, broccoli as I could. What are the downsides? Well, first of all, it's super bland, like I said. Second of all, it's extremely low in fats to the point where I don't think it's necessarily a healthy diet anymore being so low in fats. If I was gonna do something like this for more of a long term, I would actually try to add more dietary fats on the plate, like in the form of like olive oil, maybe some Parmesan cheese, or something like that, because such a low fat diet can actually not be good for you. Some symptoms of having way too low fat of a diet include poor hormone production, dry patchy skin, and I really think I was starting to actually have some dry skin symptoms, especially towards the end of this. And then looking back at various time-lapse clips that I just took of me like eating this meal, I noticed myself, I was like actually itching myself a lot more towards the end of this experiment, that I think my skin was just getting more dry than it should be. And then extremely low fat for a long amount of time can lead to also like hair loss as well. So, you know, just hair falling out the top of my head. And I'm certain if I would continue this for weeks on end, I would actually probably start to look worse and even feel worse over time. I think this is just an acute, like just shock to the system. Like I'm filled up on glycogen and I'm a little bit leaner, so I look a little bit better thing going on here. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this experiment. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned. More experiments, more videos coming out. Hope you all have a great day. Peace. I will see you all in the next video. A steamed green bean. That's so much better, yo. Now for the big kahuna. Some beef. Lights out, brother. Welcome to Flavor Town.